are a vintage and classic car enthusiast, this is where you have to be in 2017. This is the Palukgama grounds in Hyderabad, and we're at Cartier's 5th Travel with Style Concours. This year, we have an absolutely amazing set of cars. Of course, we have the regular Rolls-Royce classes. We have the preservation class where the unrestored cars are shown in their natural glory. We have the Indian class where Indian-made cars are demonstrated. But this year we also have an amazing new class called the aerodynamic class, where the cars designed in the 30s and the late 40s used aerodynamic efficiency rather than pure style to decide how the body would be built. Absolutely fascinating. Let's take a closer look. Curated by renowned Indian automotive historian Manvendra Singh of Barwani, the 5th edition of the Cartier Concours d'Elegance has grown in stature. Now recognized as a FIBA event for the first time by the world body that takes care of vintage and classic car matters, even the judging panel tells you a lot about how far Cartier has come. The Indian Concours is also unique in many ways. For one, we have cars here that have been with the same family for generations.
In this Concours, there are 7 families owning first owner cars for the last 80 years. In no Concours in the world will you find 7 original families that a grandson comes and says, "This is my granddad's car, and here's the bill."
The skill sets of Indian restorers has also improved to near global standards.
We highly respect restored cars, but preservation is try to keep the authenticity of it.
Let's start with the cars in the exhibition class. Now the 2 cars we have here are in the exhibition class, so they won't be judged for final honors, but they're so fascinating, I have to tell you about them. This one here is the throne car. The Silver Ghost has done only 350 miles since new, and it's already won honors at the Cartier before. And the one on the left, of course, you can see it's plated in gold. It's a gold-plated 1919 45 horsepower Daimler belonging to a businessman in Hyderabad, and it's been infamous for being one of the most expensive restorations. Both cars are absolutely priceless. To see them together, unreal. The other Rolls that created quite a sensation was the winner of the preservation class, a 1921 Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost. And what a story that has around it. Now this 21 Silver Ghost is why I absolutely love the preservation class. This Silver Ghost has been sitting in Vankaner for more than 30 or 40 years. It's been on stilts and it hasn't been used. But recently, the owners decided to move the car. So what do? They did the basics. They changed the oil, they changed the filters, they changed the tires, they put some petrol in the tank, they topped up the oil, they spun the crank, and guess what? It started. And it ran. And that's why the Silver Ghost is one of the greatest cars ever. But now let's go from rollers and caddies to the fascinating pre-war era of American aerodynamic cars. The pre-war American aerodynamic class, that's what it's called. These cars that look really sleek and aerodynamic, something that was really unusual in the 30s. Of course, the trend was started by this Chrysler Airflow, and then we had this very rare car which was found in India, a right-hand drive American Hupmobile, as you can see, clearly influenced by the Chrysler here. And when we go ahead, the trend was of course then carried over by cars like the Plymouth. Look at the nose and see how aerodynamically efficient it is compared to something else that was there in the 30s. And then of course there was the icon of its age, this coffin nose Ford. Absolutely brilliant. You cannot confuse this car with anything else. And here, an absolutely stunning peach color. An absolutely fantastic era of cars you just can't replicate. The next car has a truly incredible story. Here's another absolutely fascinating car. This 1914 7-liter Woolsey is considered to be just one of its kind in the world surviving. But equally fascinating is the story about where this car was acquired from. It was bought from an ashram. Now, the ashram can't accept money. So what the current owners did was promise to redo the building. That's how they acquired this car, and it's been with them ever since. 7-liter Wolseley, 1914, extremely rare, extremely interesting.
2 years back, we decided to start on with the restoration of this car. So we required the complete woodwork, bodywork, paintwork, mechanicals, upholstery, a totally ground-up restoration. And we've tried to use period stuff like the upholstery material and stuff like that, which has already been aged. So yes, we have really gone an extra mile when it comes to saving the authenticity of the car, although it's a new restoration.
To keep things authentic, they even used old leather for the seats and coir instead of sponge. Little surprise then that the car judged as the best of the show was the 1914 Wolseley. In fact, the car won 2 awards at the Cartier this year. And the other big winner of the show was Vivek Goenka, who displayed an incredible 7 cars, the largest by a single owner at the show, and took away 3 class wins. With its collection of stunning cars on display and absolutely the best setting ever, the 5th Cartier Concours d'Elegance clearly made its mark. This one's for the history books.